Rajya Sabha continues discussion on motion of thanks to President Kovind's address. Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri appeals to state governments to decrease VAT on fuel prices. Assam government undertaking major road infrastructure projects, informs Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu hoists monumental national flag at 10,000 feet height in Tawang. And Tripura Chief Minister lays foundation stone of border heart, emphasizes on boosting trade between India and Bangladesh. Good evening and welcome to the Northeast News. This is Jushna Burwa with the news in detail. The Rajya Sabha has resumed discussion on motion of thanks to President Ramnath Kovind's address to both the Houses of Parliament. Participating in the discussion today, M. Thambidurai of AIADMK said the President's address highlighted government's achievements in the health, infrastructure, COVID management and other areas. Birendra Prasad Boishaw of AGP further appreciated the nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive that administered vaccines to more than 70% of adult population. Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said corruption and red tapeism have been removed under this government. Meanwhile, Congress member Ripun Bora highlighted that rising inflation and unemployment were not mentioned in the President's address. He said no roadmap was presented to tackle these issues in the address.
2022 promise of
Minister of State for Atomic Energy and Space Dr. Jitendra Singh has said Chandrayaan-3 is scheduled for launch in August this year. In a written reply to a question in the Lok Sabha yesterday, Dr. Singh said, based on the learnings from Chandrayaan-2 and suggestions made by the national level experts, the realization of Chandrayaan-3 is in progress. He said many related hardware and the special tests are successfully completed and its launch is scheduled for August 2022. The minister informed that the number of missions planned for this year are 19. They include 8 launch vehicle missions, 7 spacecraft missions and 4 technology demonstrator missions. Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri appealed to the state governments to decrease VAT on fuel prices so that rates will go down. Replying to questions in the Lok Sabha on the issue of rising fuel prices, Puri said the prices on diesel and petrol depend on international crude prices. Between 2014-21, the fuel prices increased by only 30%. He further said the prices of fuel were deregulated by previous government, while the current central government decreased the prices of petrol by 5 rupees and diesel by 10 rupees. Centre has issued modified guidelines on the reopening of educational institutions in different parts of the country. In its new guidelines, Education Ministry has allowed states to decide if parental consent is needed by school students to attend physical classes after COVID-19 lockdown. It said governments of state and union territories may decide at their level whether their schools are required to take the consent of parents of the students attending the physical classes. The ministry said specific marking may be made with sufficient distance to manage the queue and ensure physical distancing in the school premises. Assam government will bring up schemes like Prime Minister Gram Sadak Yojana in the state this year. This was informed by Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma today after conducting a review meeting on various projects of PWD with senior officials in Guwahati. He informed that infrastructure development in the state, mainly in rural areas, is his utmost priority. Chief Minister Sharma also mentioned about several other systematic reforms related to PWD work that his government is planning to roll out in the coming days.
Ohomoto ami keba hajar kilometer rasta notunkoi bonaboloi siddhanto loiso. Kiman hajar hobo?
Time now for a short commercial break. More stories to follow. Stay tuned.
अरे वाह, लेजेंड की बैट? इससे तो मैं खेलूंगा।
फ्यूचर बैटिंग लेजेंड है।
इसमें जिसका नाम लिखा है बैट उसी को मिलेगी।
अरे यार,
देखा, अगर इस पे मेरा नाम नहीं लिखा होता तो कितनी दिक्कत हो जाती। इसलिए आरबीआई कहता है बैंक अकाउंट हो या बैंक लॉकर, उसमें नॉमिनी का नाम जरूर दर्ज करें ताकि आपकी जमा पूंजी उसी को मिले जिसे आपने नामित किया है।
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu today hoisted a 104 feet tall monumental national flag at Gangpa Nathme above Circuit House in Tawang. After hoisting the flag, Chief Minister Khandu congratulated the people of the state and said this monumental flag has been hoisted and dedicated to all patriotic people of Arunachal. He said it is the second highest monumental national flag at 10,000 feet in terms of altitude in India. In Tripura, Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb laid the foundation stone of Kamalpur Kurmaghat border hut today. This border hut spread to 75 meters connecting Kamalpur of India and Kurmaghat of Bangladesh will further boost trade between both the countries. This hut can accommodate 100 vendors on each side and strengthen cultural ties between India and Bangladesh. Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb extended his gratitude to the Prime Ministers of both the nations for strong diplomatic relations. He also informed that Kamalpur border hut will be inaugurated this year. Commerce Minister of Bangladesh Tipu Munshi, Industry and Commerce Minister of Tripura Manoj Kanti Deb, Bangladesh MP Mohammad Abdul Shahid, among others, attended the ceremony.
সম্পর্ক সেটা বাণিজ্যিক সম্পর্কে পরিণত করে আর সাংস্কৃতিক যে সম্পর্ক সেটাকে আরো সুদৃঢ় করার জন্য আজকের এই বর্ডার হাট যেটা আজকে আমরা ভূমি পূজন করলাম সেটা নিশ্চিত দুই দেশের মধ্যে যে বন্ধুত্বপূর্ণ সম্পর্ক তৈরি হয়েছে।
Mizoram Chief Minister and PWD Minister Zoramthanga inspected Aizawl to Lungle via Thenzol Road with PWD officials today. Earlier, state PWD highways identified roads between capital city Aizawl and Lungle via Thenzol Road that requires repair work before monsoon. Chief Minister Zoramthanga today approved the identified highways. He was accompanied by his technical advisor ERK Lal Somwela and PWD officials. Meanwhile, Serchib DC Nazuk Kumar and Lungle DC Kulo Thungan A greeted the Chief Minister during his visit. In a bid towards making Tripura drugs-free, police recovered huge quantity of drugs in a successful operation. 5,000 yaba tablets along with 1 kg dry ganja was seized by the police from Motin Nagar in Amtoli. The person in possession of these drugs was also arrested. This was informed by Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb through this Twitter handle. He also complimented the police for their continued efforts in eradicating drug menace in the state. In Assam, the Regional Outreach Bureau under Ministry of Information and Broadcasting initiated a 2-day COVID-related awareness campaign today in Guwahati. As part of the campaign, Ranjana Dev Sharma, Additional Director General of Bureau of Outreach and Communication, New Delhi, flagged off a COVID awareness van that will move around the city along with a street drama team. The main objective of this initiative is to create awareness about the need of vaccination, mainly to defeat the pandemic permanently. During the occasion, the Additional Director General Northeast Zone, S.N. Pradhan, was also present. Speaking to media, ADG Ranjana Dev Sharma mentioned that such initiatives are the need of the hour in view of the existing COVID scenario.
Drama আগৰ প্ৰগ্ৰামবিলাক যিবিলাক কৰিছিলোঁ আমি ৰাইজৰ মাজত সমাজৰ মাজত গৈ পেলাই মানুহক বিভিন্ন আয়োজনৰ কথা যোজনাৰ কথা কওঁ কিন্তু কোভিডৰ কাৰণে বহুত আজিকালি মানিবলগীয়া হয় সেইকাৰণে বেছি মানুহ একে ঠাইত মানে নুগুটাই পেলাই আমি গাড়ীখন যদি চলাই দিওঁ তাতে অলপমান আমাৰ আৰ্টিষ্টে কিছু
In the COVID-19 update for Northeast, Arunachal Pradesh has reported 2,375 active cases, even as discharged cases stand at 60,228. The tally for the dead is 290. In Assam, the active cases caseload is 15,178, while the cured cases account for 6,95,896. The death toll is 6,499. Manipur has 3,943 active cases, even as release cases account for 1,27,909. The death toll touched 2,053. Meghalaya has recorded 2,075 active cases, even as dismissed cases are 88,013. The tally for the dead is 1,533. With a caseload of 15,563 active cases, Mizoram has reported 1,63,560 discharged cases, even as the dead account for 617. With 840 active cases, Nagaland has 33,034 discharged cases, even as the death toll is 736. Sikkim has 727 active cases, followed by 37,194 discharged cases, even as tally for the dead is 432. Reporting 2,368 active cases, Tripura has 97,240 cured cases. The tally for the dead is 914. In the COVID update from across the nation, with the administration of more than 55 lakh vaccine doses in the last 24 hours, India's COVID vaccination coverage has exceeded 167 crore 87 lakh doses. Meanwhile, in the last 24 hours, 2,59,107 patients have recovered, taking India's recovery rate to 95.14%, with over 3 crore 97 lakh total recoveries. Meanwhile, 1,72,433 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. India's active caseload stands at 15,33,921. For more updates, viewers can also watch our bulletins and other programs on our YouTube channel, DD News Guwahati. To end the news, the main points once again. Rajya Sabha continues discussion on motion of thanks to President Kovind's address. Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri appeals to state governments to decrease VAT on fuel prices. Assam government undertaking major road infrastructure projects, informs Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu hoists monumental national flag at 10,000 feet height in Tawang. And Tripura Chief Minister lays foundation stone of border heart, emphasizes on boosting trade between India and Bangladesh. And that's all in this bulletin. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.